17 years ago. Yes, 17 years ago we embarked on a quest to save the president's daughter. And what a memorable journey that would end up being. Resident Evil 4 has grown to become a cult classic, and something we love going back and revisiting over and over again. Even after being the main game, we were able to jump straight into the Mercenaries mode and put our skills to the test. It was a neat experience to swap to different characters from the series, and see how they fare against hordes of enemies. I honestly have a lot of fond memories trying to beat my brother's scores. But while I love revisiting the classic adventure, the game has evolved over the years in many ways too. From the classic GameCube version, to motion controls on the Wii, to now fully blown VR on the MetaQuest 2. But how does a challenge-focused mode like Mercenaries take the leap to VR? We were able to get access to Mercenaries in VR early thanks to MetaQuest, the sponsor of today's video. So let's take a look at the most recent evolution of Mercenaries and see how much different the rush feels than first person. In the original Mercenaries mode in Resident Evil 4, there are 4 stages to choose from, and each stage starts with 2 minutes on the clock. These levels are based on regions from the main story mode. The only outlier stage is the docks, which are floating on the water. Around these levels, there are plenty of time extensions that can be acquired too. Once the player's time limit hits 0, the game ends and their score stops adding up. So it's very wise to collect as much time as possible to extend the game, and to try to get the highest score you can. But getting a high score isn't just about surviving. In order to get a high score, you'll need to combo your kills. The game will keep track of enemies killed within a span of 11 seconds. So you want to pace out your kills so you can keep your combo lasting a long time. This will amplify your score a ton, allowing your score to grow beyond what normal kills would allow you to achieve. There are also items hidden around the map that grant bonus time. A 30-second window of time that, while in effect, amplifies the combo bonus, allowing you to achieve way more points than usual. If you survive to the end and land a high score, you can unlock different characters that you can use. And that's the basics of Mercenaries mode. But handling hordes of ganados in third person is a lot different than having them right in your face in first person. So let's swap over to talk about the VR version now, which is a newly released free update for the MetaQuest version of the game. I think right out of the gate, the most immediate difference between the two is the intensity. A third-person camera allows you to see all around your character, so you can see when enemies are behind you. But in VR, well, you only have your eyes to see. You must rely on hearing, or by turning your head to get an idea of what is around you. And that feeling is intense. Things feel more risky, and you feel less safe. But at the same time, the control of VR also allows you to react quicker than you could before. Your ability to react in real time and lean forward to shoot around corners and over ledges is something you couldn't do in third person. So in reality, your KO potential, at least in my eyes, feels a lot higher because your character's actions are more mobile. Being able to move and shoot wasn't a thing before. Neither was swinging your knife furiously. Resident Evil 4's original knife was a very slow process, but in VR you can hack and slash your way through enemies. So the fully immersed VR world is way more intense, but you also seem to have more options than you did in the past. It's an interesting trade-off. So the core mechanics of the mode are similar, but there are some new things as well. Things that didn't exist in the past. With Mercenaries in VR, we have the introduction of a new challenge system. So alongside being able to shoot for high scores, you can also take on specific challenges that allow you to earn stars. These stars, or medals, allow the player to unlock things for both Mercenaries and the main story mode for Resident Evil 4. And the challenges themselves change up the gameplay quite a bit. I'm not gonna lie, dual-wielding magnums was an incredible experience and I felt like a powerhouse. Whereas challenges involving heavy fog made me very cautious. The challenges typically alter the gameplay of the levels, since the new twists make you stray from your typical gameplay. I think with all 4 levels, we normally get into a groove and pattern that we build upon to maximize our points. But with the new weapon loadouts and scenarios, it keeps things fresh. There's way more to do in Mercenaries than there was previously, and I think that's pretty cool. Even though I felt I was way more mobile and effective in VR Mercenaries, I will say that it did change my playstyle a lot. In third-person Mercenaries in the original game, I was a lot more careless because I could see all around my character. I'd wait for more ideal situations to maximize points. In VR, my experience was that I played very defensively at first. I'd shoot on sight instead of waiting for more ideal situations, which honestly made me achieve less points. This is probably because the enemies are in front of my real eyes and it triggers a different kind of reaction. I don't mind seeing Leon get hit in third person, but I certainly don't want to get mauled by enemies in VR myself. Overall, I was happy to see how Mercenaries was updated in VR, since it was something I loved playing many years ago. Obviously, if you haven't given Resident Evil 4 a try in VR yet, I highly recommend you try doing so. And of course, I want to thank MetaQuest once again for sponsoring this video and reaching out to us early to let us try the mode before it was released. Thanks for watching, horror fans, and until my next video, cheers!